All right. What's up, boys? Today we will be doing my what I think every team should do this draft. This is completely based on my opinion on what I think every team should do starting from the draft. Going into the draft, not who I think they're gonna take, but literally what I would do if I was the GM of that team. So first, as the GM of the Raiders, this one, just like my other mock drafts, uh, Mendoza. It's not really that hard. Not even gonna really talk about it. Now, the Jets. Onto the New York Jets. Now, a lot of people have been saying that they should go David Bailey, but I think if you're really trying to take the player with the most upside at pick number two, the second overall pick. I don't think you're taking a guy that will come out the gate good. I think you'd rather take a guy that has the most upside. So pick number two, Arvel Reese. Um, yeah. Pick number three, the Cardinals. I don't think there is a pick for the Cardinals here. I think they could go David Bailey. A lot of people have been saying they should go Jeremiah Love, but they have Trey Benson, they have James Conner, and they just signed Tyler Algier. So they should not be drafting Jeremiah Love. And then David Bailey, they could go Sonny Styles, but I think the best value for them is to trade back here. Now, one team that I think should consider trading up. Well, there's a lot of teams. I think the Cowboys could consider trading up. I think the Saints could consider trading up. But I think the best team that the Cardinals should look to trade if they're getting offers from all three teams is the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs just had one of the worst seasons the worst season in Patrick Mahomes' career. He got injured. They lost a lot of pieces on defense. Trent McDuffie, their cornerback two. I know they lost to the Rams as well. So they could use a lot of pieces. And I think they should trade for pick number three with the Cardinals. I think they give up 9 and 29 for 3 and 65, and then we'll add in one of these picks. So 9 and 29 for 3 and 65. Chiefs move up for pick number three. They give up 3 picks to get two. Um, Now they go number three. And who do they draft? They draft the most NFL ready edge rusher with David Bailey. I think David Bailey can help them win a Super Bowl next year. And I think that would be a great move for them. And then the Cardinals, they get to move back to 9 as well as get into the late first round where they could take Ty Simpson if they wanted to. So I think that works out best for both teams. Um, Pick number four. What do I think the Titans should go? I don't think Jeremiah Love is worth the pick number four. Now, I that's who I think they're going to go, but I don't think they should go there. I think that if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm going Sonny Styles. I think he's the best defensive player in this draft. No, best not best defensive player in this draft, but best physical athlete in this draft. He's an absolute specimen. He had a great combine and pro day. So I think at pick number four, that's the guy. That is the guy that you should be going with. And if you don't go Sonny Styles there, you don't like picking a linebacker number four, you pick Ruben Bain here. I think Ruben Bain is being just a little bit underrated after all of his off-field shenanigans that he had going on. But I mean, don't get it wrong, he was an absolute monster at Miami. So if they go Ruben Bain at four, that would be my second choice. But I think Sonny Styles should be their clear choice. Now pick number five. Now before I would have had them taking Sonny Styles here, but obviously he's gone. So pick number five. This one's tough. John Harbaugh coming in. He's gonna want to go with a position that he's always had good, and one of those positions is safety. They had Kyle Hamilton. I think they go Caleb Downs here. I think he's one of, if not the best prospect in this draft. Most NFL ready. Caleb Downs, perfect pick for the New York Giants at number five. Now, pick number six, there's been a lot of rumors that they should trade out of this pick. I don't think they should. I think they should keep this pick, and I think they should go with either the best tackle available, Francis Maligo, or the best wide receiver available in Cardinal Tate. And if you look at the board, I think there's more good tackles than wide receivers. Um, and a lot of these wide receivers could go early. So for me, if I'm the Browns, I'm taking wide receiver here and going offensive lineman pick 24. I think Cardinal Tate is the perfect guy to take. He's from Ohio. He'll fit in with Cleveland. He's the safest pick, and he'll be great for whoever starts there next year, whether it's Shadur Sanders or Deshaun Watson. Pick number 7, my Washington Commanders. Um, my honest pick, who I thought would be the best, was Caleb Downs, but I mean, Caleb Downs is my favorite prospect. But my second favorite prospect has got to be Jeremiah Love. And I think if he reaches here, that's who they should take. You know, you haven't had a real second weapon for Jaden Daniels other than Terry McLaurin. I know we had Debo Samuel, we've had Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, but those weren't real top notch weapons for Jaden. I think Jeremiah Love is the perfect pick. And if you don't want to go running back this early, you know you're fine with a Bill Cross Kamara, you still trust him. Go out and get Mansour Delane or a Jordan Tyson here, or even Ruben Bain would be fine. But Jeremiah Love, he's my pick there. Pick what did I just click on? Anyways, pick number 8 here for the Saints. The Saints, I'm pretty sure they just signed Chase Young. Let me check real quick. Let me check the Saints cap room. They do have Chase Young at edge rusher, and I think they still have Cam Jordan, but I really don't know who else they have. Edge rusher. They have Chase Young. I don't even remember what happened to Cam Jordan, to be honest. I think he retired. I don't really know. I think this should go edge here. I think edge is the perfect pick here for the Saints. Get a true edge rusher. Pick 9. This is where we see the first offensive lineman go off the board. I think this is a way better situation for the Cardinals because Francis Mauigoa was a guy that they were rumored to take at pick number 3. And now to get him at pick number 9, I think this is insane value for the Cardinals. Pick number 10, the New York Giants. I'm going to go with the guy that's been rumored for the Giants, Jordan Tyson. I think this is why they wanted to move to pick number 10 to go out and get a stud wide receiver, another one for Jackson Dart. And that offense will be insane next year. I mean, Jordan Tyson, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo, Jackson Dart. What could go wrong there for the Giants? Pick 11, the Minnesota Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins. My gosh. The Miami Dolphins, they have a lot of needs. They have needs wide receiver and corner, and they have wide receivers on the line with offensive tackle on edge. So if I'm them, I'm taking the best out of all 4 of those on the board, and I'm taking a corner here. Or you could go wide receiver, but I'm taking a corner. Actually, they do have pick 30, and I think a lot of the corners around pick 30 are good, so I don't actually think they go corner, even though that is the best player on the board. I don't think they go that just because they have pick 30. So I think they're going to go with whatever edge or whatever wide receiver or whatever offensive tackle they think is the best. And I think Spencer Fano should be the pick here for the Dolphins. Get a good offensive lineman for Malik Willis. At least, let him see what he can do this year. And then you do have some more picks. Let me just check what picks you guys have real quick. Don't mind. They have pick 30. They have pick 43. So with those 2 picks, I think they could go corner or wide receiver there and then go edge rusher down here. I think the draft works out really well for the Minnesota. Oh my gosh, the Miami Dolphins, not the Minnesota Dolphins. Holy. Pick 12 for the Cowboys. The Cowboys just have a lot of defensive needs. Let's be real. If they go offense here, they should fire everyone there. Now, the best player defensively, I think, is Mansour Delane. That's who I'm going to go with here. Cowboys can get any defensive help that they need. Yeah, the Cowboys need any defensive help they can get. They go with the best defensive guy, Mansour Delane. Pick number 13. Now, Davante Adams is really not going to be a Ram. I think that's who they should go. I think they should go Mekhi Lemon here and get the wide receiver out of the way. But I don't think he's going to be gone. Like, where would he go, Like, I feel like they should keep him. They should keep Davante Adams. I mean, Stafford's only getting older, right? Stafford's not going to be long around too much longer. So why give away one of his best weapons for a young guy? You know, I mean, unless you're trying to build post Matthew Stafford, I think you guys should be going for as many Super Bowls as you can while Matthew Stafford is still there. And I think drafting a wide receiver and getting rid of Devontae Adams is not the move. So I think a guy that could come in and help you guys right now is Monroe Freeling. I think he's a very uh, great talent at offensive tackle, and I think he could be playing in your playoff games this year. So yeah, that's my pick number 13. Pick number 14 for the Ravens. I think it's no secret here. They lost one of the best centers in the league in Linderbaum. They need some help. As you can see, their need says offensive guard and center. I think they go with the best guy at the interior offensive line with Vega Leone here at pick number 14. Pick number 15, the Bucks are a team that could be contending next year. I mean, Baker Mayfield, Emeka in his second year, Bucky Irving will hopefully be healthy, and the main thing they really need here is just defensive help. And a guy that I think that could help them this year is Akeem Mesidor. The main issue with this guy is that he is 25 years old, which is very old for a rookie. But if you're a team that's trying to win this year, trying to contend this year, like the Bucks, I think Akeem Mesidor is the perfect prospect for them. Now, pick 16 for the New York Jets. We already had Arvell Reese go number 2. So pick number 16, I think this is a perfect spot for, won't let me pick him, but Makai Lemon. Resume draft. Yeah, Makai Lemon. I think this is their pick. You take the best wide receiver available, um, and hopefully he can develop with Garrett Wilson to give whatever quarterback you select next year two great weapons at the wide receiver position. Now the Lions lost Taylor Decker, who was great with what's his face, Penei Sewell. So all they have is Penei Sewell, and I think the perfect guy for them is Caden Proctor. This is a guy who's 6'7". I mean, I guess it says 6'6" here, but I think he weighed like 390 pounds last year. I know he cut down a little bit to help out with his movement, but I mean, just an absolute physical specimen. So, and I heard that he was doing some reps at wide receiver, which is so much what I could see Dan Campbell doing. So, Caden Proctor, pick 17 to the Lions. That's my pick. Now, pick 18. Everyone seems to have the Vikings going safety here. Have him going safety, Dylan Theinman here, but I don't think I don't know. I don't think they should go safety here. I don't think Dylan Theinman is the pick. I think the best player available is Jermon McCoy, but I think a guy that I like a lot more than other people is Peter Woods. I think Peter Woods is one of those guys where he could just this time last year, he was supposed to be a top 5, top 10 pick before he went back to college. And went back to college, didn't have the best year, but I think the potential is still there. I think the Vikings should go with that potential. After losing Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, I think they should go beef up the interior defensive line, go Peter Woods here. Now, pick 19 for the Panthers. I don't like any of the picks here. I don't like tackle. I don't think they need a tackle as much as people say. I don't think they should go wide receiver because 3 wide receivers in a row would be crazy. I think this is a position where the Carolina Panthers should trade. Now, a team that I think that should be trading up, here are the top guys on the board. There's Jermon McCoy, Keldrick Falk, Dylan Theinman. One of the teams that I think could be trading up could be the 49ers here. The 49ers really want an offensive tackle. I don't think they need wide receiver here. I think either them or the Chiefs for Kenyon Sadiq is the guy to trade up for. And I think that's what ends up happening. I think the 49ers go up and they try to trade for this pick. Where are you, 49ers? There you are. You trade with them. Now, what will they have to give up? They'll have to give up this. They'll probably have to give up 58. Let's see here. So the Panthers could give back just a little bit. No. Yeah, that works. All right, so they give up their second and third pick for their first pick 19. Now with pick 19, They picked their biggest need and the best player available, or the best tackle available, Caleb Lomu here. Pick 20 for the Cowboys. Now, if the Cowboys really wanted to, they could double up on corner here. But I don't think they want to double down on two positions in the first round. I think they go Keldrick Falk here. Keldrick Falk, a lot better than people give him credit for. A lot of people don't think he's going to be a bust, but because he didn't have a ton of sacks, the stats were not there last year, but I think he can be a really good player for the Cowboys, especially without Micah Parsons. I know they got Rashawn Gary. They have a decent defensive tackles with Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, but I think Keldrick Falk can really help out that defensive line and at least give them something good. Going Mansour Lane and Keldrick Falk going double defense, double downing on the defense. I think the Cowboys could actually have a good team next year if they did this. Because that was their issue, was the defense. They had a terrible defense last year. They couldn't get a stop, was what I heard. And I think that they go back to back here with defensive picks and at least just give them a stable defense. The Cowboys, as much as I hate to say it, could actually be a great team next year. Now the Steelers. The Steelers here, what I think they should do, I don't think they should believe in Aaron Rodgers. I think if they like Ty Simpson enough, they should go Ty Simpson here. But I don't think they'll do that. Unfortunately, I don't think they will. A lot of people have been saying that wide receiver could be a position need. I think that's one of the top positions that the Steelers have been rumored to get, but you just traded for Michael Pittman and you traded for DK Metcalf last offseason. I don't think you use another pick on wide receiver here. So I can't see them going wide receiver, even though, this is my what I think they should do mock, and I don't think they should use that many picks on wide receiver. I think they should go somewhere else. Now another position I could see them going is a safety here, and it just depends on who they like more between Dylan Thyman and Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I think they go. I can't lie, I kind of like this guy more from Toledo more. Just the stuff that I've seen from him when I watch his film was just really, really good. So I think they go Emmanuel McNeil Warren here. And then now pick 22 for the Chargers. The Chargers have been rumored to be wanting to go with an offensive lineman, but there's not a really good guard in this draft other than Vega that I already have being gone. And as far as tackle goes, they have probably the best tackle duo in the entire NFL. So I don't think they go tackle. They just lost Odafe Owoye, so I think they go edge rusher here. Now it all just comes down to who they think the best edge rusher is. I really like TJ Parker, so that's who I'm going to go with here. But whoever the Chargers think the best edge rusher is, I think that's who they go with. For me, what I would do, I would go TJ Parker here if I was the Chargers. Now for the Eagles. As a fan of the Redskins, I would rather them just like hunt this pick away and just pick like some random player, but they'll probably pick the best guy. They'll probably go. They just lost Reed Blankenship, so they'll probably end up going safety here. Dylan Theineman's on the board. It's probably who they'll go with. Unfortunately, that's who I would go with if I was them too. 24. I think they go tackle here. Whatever they think the best tackle is, I think the best tackle available is Blake Miller, so that's who they'll go with for the Browns. Short and sweet. Bears. Biggest need is D tackle. I think they try to go safe here. Caden McDonald is about as safe as you can get at the defensive tackle position. That's who they go with. Bills. A lot of people say that they should go with a wide receiver here. Omar Cooper, Casey Conception, Denzel Boston, some of the names. But you just traded your second round pick for DJ Moore. You're not using your first and second round pick on wide receiver. So that would be very dumb as a GM for them. So I think they go with their best edge rusher here. I kind of like Cassius Howell here, so that's who I'm going to take. Cassius Howell for the Bills, pick 26. Pick 27 for the Panthers. I think this is a really, really favorable pick for them to just go and get Kenyon Sadiq. I know they have the Tommy Tremble and the Sanders guy out of Texas, but both of them haven't worked out. They want to build around Bryce Young. I don't think they go offensive lineman. I don't think they go wide receiver. I think they get the best tight end in the draft, who I think runs a 4.3 as well, Kenyon Sadiq. What was his 40 time? I think he ran a 4.3. Testing and comps. 4.3. Yeah, that's insane. Barely a 4.3, but 4.3 for a tight end is crazy. Now the Texans here, Texans are in a kind of weird spot because, obviously they need offensive linemen, but they have pick 38, and that's where I think they'll go offensive linemen. And this is the hardest one for me because as the GM, I really don't know who I'd pick. Like, obviously they have a lot of needs. I think their smallest need is corner and wide receiver, and that's the best players available. So, I think this could be a team that tries to trade back. And as for a player that teams could be trading up for, I could see teams trying to trade up for a wide receiver here. Now, who's a team that I could see trading up for a wide receiver? I think that could be like the Titans. I could see the Titans trying to trade up for a wide receiver. Tennessee. Now, this is very rare to have a trade within the division, but I think, it being this small of a move, it won't be as needed. I've seen other teams trade up in the draft with their with their rivals before. So I think this is a scenario where we get it. Titans trade up with the Texans for pick 28. Now the Texans move ahead of, some teams that were looking at wide receiver here, and they're able to take their top guy, KC Conception. That's who I think they're the top. That would be my pick at 28 for the Titans. Pick 29. Now here's where I have the predicament here, because I did kind of already say that, I had them trade back to 29 to go with Ty Simpson. But if I'm the GM, I'm not going Ty Simpson. I'm waiting next year to see what they should do. I would go, maybe you could go Garrett Nussmeier or Drew Aller or Carson Beck in the later rounds, but I think taking a quarterback here, who you don't think, unless if they think Ty Simpson could be a franchise quarterback, you go and take it. But I don't think Ty Simpson is a franchise quarterback. I think the Cardinals should wait till next year to draft quarterback. So I think they're going to take the best player available. Um, and I could see Zion Young here being their best player available. So they take an edge rusher here. They're rumored to go edge at 3. Instead, they trade it back. They go tackle here, and now they go edge here. Miami Dolphins. I think I said that I wanted them to go corner or wide receiver here, but I thought the players down the board will be a little bit better. And what do you know? Jermon McCoy, Omar Cooper, Avion Terrell, Denzel Boston, Colton Hood, Chris John. I mean, the options are just endless. They'll pick their best guy available. For me, that's Jermon McCoy. I think Jermon McCoy is insane. And the fact that he's going to be dropping this far, there's not a lot of need for corners this year. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that I could see taking corner. So I think that the corners could fall. And I think Jermon McCoy, even though he could be a first round talent, after that injury, you kind of have to look at him a little bit different. And I think Miami gets a steal here at pick 30. Pick 31 for the Patriots. See, if they're really getting A.J. Brown, which I think they are, or if they weren't getting A.J. Brown, I'd go wide receiver here. But I think they are going to be getting A.J. Brown, to which I would go an edge rusher here. Any of their favorites out of these three, I have them going Malachi Lawrence. I've heard a lot of good things about this guy from UCF. I think that's who they should go with. Go with an edge rusher here. Or you could trade back for a team that actually does need a wide receiver or corner, which I think that's also pretty likely. Now to the Seahawks. Their top need is definitely edge, but there's not a lot of edges. All the good edges already got taken. Their second need, going to their second need, is running back, and I don't think any of these running backs are worth a first round pick. So I think they go. Now you go to this. There's a guard available. I don't think they go guard. I don't think they go center. I think what they do is they get a Tariq Woolen replacement, and they go corner. Now, who's their favorite corner available? My favorite corner available is Avion Terrell, brother of AJ Terrell. Both went to Clemson, both dogs. Avion Terrell to the Seahawks. And that concludes what I would do for all 32 teams if I was the GM. Let me know if you guys agreed with any of my picks or what you guys would do if you guys were the GM of each team. Um, this is very opinionated of a draft for me, so I'm expecting a lot of disagreements, but that's just my what I would do if I was the GM. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.